Hi, everybody, and welcome to Hexbreakers, a Kids on Brooms actual play here on the Happy Jacks RPG Network. We are going to have a fun and exciting and virtual session tonight. We got a slightly stripped down cast, but that's good because that only enhances the mystery. I'm Emily St. James, and I am the GM for this and all future sessions. Unless something really weird happens, this is a game where, like, I feel like I could just make one of you be the GM, and that would be fun. But joining me tonight, I have two wonderful players. Kimmy, why don't we start with you?
Hello. No, okay, that's brave. Hello, I'm Kimmy, and I am playing Melody Inkwood, and she's kind of the quirky, um, oddball character.
And Riley.
Hey everybody, I'm Riley, and I am playing Daphne Morgaine, the haughty descendant who is a little bit big for her britches and trying to be the queen of the school, Queen Bee.
Yeah, I have to say I'm really excited to see our two characters tonight because there's like drama between us. So if there's going to be two characters, I'm glad that it's us, so we can like live in the drama.
Yeah, we couldn't be like unintentionally we made our characters be almost the exact opposites of each other. And it was never like we never sat down like, oh, we should make these two characters be this way. It's just what happened with the creation.
I mean,
Meant
that's
to
just yeah. I did, Riley. I did almost call you Daphne because I'm like, well, she just is living her best self right now. But yeah, so that's what's up. I believe we have a recap of last week's adventures, or last time's adventures 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Kimmy, if you will.
All right. So, our group was given the task of screwing up the local witch hunters podcast. It's such an important assignment that we were even given permission to skip class. We take Michelle with us on orders from our teacher, and we take the goat, which is our fancy thing down the hill, to town, and we try and act like totally normal teenagers. We quickly discover that Michelle is blipping in and out, and every time she blips back, she seems to have different memories. As we try to hide this very obvious magical thing from people in the town, the podcast guy, of course, finds us. He is very suspicious, but thanks to Daphne's charm, we convince him that we are big fans of his podcast and just want to learn to be just like him. He takes us home, which isn't weird at all, and to show us his podcasting setup, and we are able to erase all the data he has on site, but we also discover that he's backed it all up into the cloud, whatever that means. We also discover that Michelle's blips are related somehow to this infamous group called the Hexbreakers that is also maybe a legend, and it's influencing more of the school than we know because our teacher also has responses when we say Hexbreakers. She kind of blips a little bit too, and it seems there's more going on than we know.
Dun, dun, dun. What could it be? What could be happening? So we're gonna pick up tonight. It's like a 10, 12 days later. The British regiments has seemingly gone, except Professor Joe has stuck around. Although, she's always here. Like, she teaches here and has always taught here. That's a thing that has never not been true. She has always taught the class that she teaches, and it's best to not question that happening. Mm-hmm. Big thing that's happening, though, it's late October, which means the big Samhain dance is coming up. And it's a big deal. If anybody's going to have a date, if you don't want a date, that's fine as well. That can be a cool statement. You don't have to go. But one of the things that makes people enjoy the dance is that, the professors all dress in the most elaborate costumes because they don't entirely understand how Halloween works. Mm-hmm. But, they got the gist of it. So, Melody, tell me a little bit about like how you feel in general about school dances, and like, are you looking forward to this one?
I am very awkward, and I would like to dance, and I would like to go to a dance, but I am not good at peopling, and people are at the dance, unfortunately, and that's part of that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Daphne, how are you feeling about this dance?
I mean, how do you think I'm feeling about a dance? It's a dance, and everyone's going to be there. It's going to be delightful, isn't it?
Do either of you have anyone that you were perhaps thinking about asking or hoping asks you? Or I'm going to just throw that to Daphne first.
I mean, I think we already know that I'm going with Caitlin Inkwood. I mean, neither one of us really asked each other. We kind of just like assumed it was happening, and we
Right.
kind of like made plans. But it was kind of just like, both of us are like too cool and hot to ask each other, so we're just gonna go. It's gonna be great.
Wonderful. Melody, do you have thoughts on that, or are you sticking to your just avoiding the people?
Well, I'm I'm a little sad that Daphne's going to the dance with my cousin. Uh, that makes me that's very confusing and gives me weird feelings. And uh, I am not able to have one hug with my cousin because I already did that at our family event. So I am also very conflicted about that. I will go. I am supposed to go. I am in Inkwood. I will go to the dance. I will wear something nice that will probably be provided by my aunt, and it will be fine, and I will not be sad or awkward. Maybe.
Yes. Yes. Melody, I'm not sure how much to make you roll for this, but how do you feel about the fact that your family is the one, like your branch of the family is the one that started this school, and Caitlin's is the one that's kind of like out of favor. Granted, you are like you were taught in this like kind of like a hippie
Mm-hmm.
homeschool environment, but it is very well known within your family that you are descended from the good Inkwoods, which is why the Inkwood school doesn't have an E at the end, because
Mm-hmm.
the people with the E at the end, they're kind of the reprobates. So like how are you feeling about that?
Yeah.
Mm.
A little funny about it, but that's true. That's what's absolutely always been true and hasn't
Mhm.
changed at all since ever. And a little confusing, but yes, I feel
Yeah,
very good. And also, uh, curious why I feel so awkward. But yes, good.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
I have one more question for both of you, which is a couple of weeks ago, you went down to the town to examine some stuff. You did that with Michelle, who is around sometimes. She was the only person you went with, right?
Oh,
Absolutely.
Mel's was there. Yeah, it was
Yes.
me,
The
Mel's,
two of
and
us.
Michelle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, and then
You're that way.
Michelle. Yeah,
well, yeah.
perfect, great. It's good. It's just good to know that all of that's true.
For those
I'm
of
very
you just tuning in, that's not how it happens. But
And the
for those of
Inkwoods are
you.
normally the other way around.
yes.
Whoa! For those of you just
It
tuning
took me a
in,
second. I was like, wait, that's not what we play. Oh, Hexbreakers. Gotcha.
for those of you who are just tuning in, I have accidentally, in my love of multiversal madness, come up with a situation in which if players can't attend, I can just say they don't exist in this current reality. And it works really well.
Yes.
So that is why our other two players at this moment in time, if you remember them, that might happen. You might have to roll for that. But right now, you're just pretty sure you don't quite remember anything like that. Like, I guess I would say it's like you have. Oh my gosh, this is such an Emily reference. Have you ever seen the opening credits of the TV show The Leftovers?
Yes.
It's like that. You have like a person-shaped gap in your memory, but you
Love
don't
it.
really look at it. You don't really examine it. It's
Okay.
just like if you did, you might be like, "That's weird," but also like, who actually looks at their memories that way?
Right.
I'll just let the
Yeah,
mystery be.
yeah. We're just
Exactly.
gonna let that mystery be.
That's gonna be in my
Um,
head the rest of the night. So
Forever.
thank you for that.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
So you all are in the lunchroom for lunch. Good reason to be there. The cafeteria, I should say. Tell me like what your standard lunchtime deal is, Melody.
I feel like I sometimes sit with people, but I can't remember those people, so I'm sitting by myself, which is definitely because I'm very popular and well known at our school.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. Okay. What are you having to eat, if anything?
I think that I am having, there's meatloaf that I'm having, which
Okay.
is actually fairly good.
Yeah, it's made out of sustainably raised unicorn.
Yeah.
Um, so Daphne, what's your lunchtime routine?
Well, I've got like a couple of like friends that like to hang out with me at lunch, and they kind of rotate in and out because they always want to be hanging on. They want to be like close to Morgaine, you know, it's like a big
Mhm.
deal. So I've got a couple of that going on, and gives people a big thrill, to have a day like this, and then just kind of picking at a salad, not super hungry during the day, but it's what it is. At lunch you gotta eat, don't you? So doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. So as you're eating, who else but Leopold Harrington Cates,
Mm.
someone you have a lot of feelings about, established in our session 0, if you want to go back and listen, as the group's rival. He walks in and he like does a big kind of like hero pose, and he puts a boombox down on a table. I'm assuming, Melody, that you would recognize a boombox.
Yes.
Daphne, do you?
Is it like an iPod?
Sure.
Yeah, no, I'll know what that is.
He hits play, and the what's that song's title? It's from the John Hughes movie. It's the one that has "I Love You, Baby" and "I Need You, Baby," and it starts to play. You're just too good to be true. There we go.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
And he like walks forward and is like, Caitlin Inkwood, you are the only girl for me. And like Caitlin kind of looks around like confused because she's kind of sitting by herself, even though she's like probably the hottest girl in school. She's also,
Oh, yeah. Oh,
unpopular,
well,
of
whatever.
course, because she's from the wrong side of the Inkwood family. So she's got a couple friends with her, but like, it's she's kind of sitting off by herself. And he like points at her and is like, I want you to go to the Samhain dance with me. Daphne, do you have feelings about this?
Yeah, I think what I do is I figured out that his machine is what's playing the music,
Mm-hmm.
and so I want to like subtly try to like cast a little like zap at the machine to like make it stop playing the music.
Okay. Okay. Do you know enough, lighting some witchy candles? So now smoke is billowing in front of my camera.
Nice.
Do you know enough about technology to be able to do this easily? Like, obviously, if I were here with a boombox, I could like take the batteries out, like, but
Yeah.
are you aware that you could just like corrode the batteries and it would stop working?
Oh, absolutely not. Daphne takes. I take remedial technology. I don't. No one knows. It's like not a class that I brag about taking, but
Okay.
it's a class that I take. So I definitely don't think I know that. I think that I would probably definitely overdo whatever I'm doing. I think
Okay.
I would not do a minor thing. I would do something that would like make the box like melt or something, or like zap or something big.
Okay, cool. I love that. I'm so glad to hear that. That makes my life much better. Um, so yeah, let's see here. I'm trying to pull
Yeah,
up
I have
my.
grown up in an entirely magical based family, and things that are like modern and mortal do not make sense to me.
Okay, so normally, if Melody were doing this spell, she would probably do a thing that could naturally happen. I'm going to say this is a thing that could happen, but not naturally, because you're like basically trying to make it spontaneously combust. That could happen. It just is extremely unlikely.
Yeah.
Um, and it is pretty small. I'm going to say it's tiny, so you're not like trying to affect too much. So that's 4 um, instantaneous. So that's easy enough. And how so you have not cast this spell before,
Yeah.
but have you seen someone else do it or read about it, or is it something that has just you've never even conceived of?
I think I've seen somebody else do it. I think I've seen, at least like in my like defense against destructive magic type classes, like I've seen demonstrations of like people zapping something with a spell. Like I've gotten some pretty good skill with like fighting with magic already. So
Okay.
that was like a class I took at my old school. So
Okay. All right. Yeah. If you have applicable classes, you can use those for bonuses when you roll. But I'm going to add a +1 against you because you don't know what this is.
yeah. Yeah, because
So
I'm not currently trying to transfigure it,
yeah.
or so
Yeah.
I think this is like older knowledge that I would have before I
Yeah.
started this semester. So
So it's gonna be you're gonna have to beat an 8. What stat are you gonna be rolling on? And you have to sort of explain to me why you think that's a good choice.
I think it's gonna be ooh, it's either going to be fight or charm, because fight would obviously be the destructiveness of it, but
Mhm.
charm is that I'm trying to do it subtly so it's not obvious that I'm doing it.
Okay. I think fight makes more sense for where we are in the story, but if you want to argue otherwise, cool.
No, I'm happy to
Right.
roll fight. All right.
Looking to beat an 8.
All right, and I have a +1 on fight as like an upperclassman stat.
Okay.
Deal, so I took that. So, all right, I got an 18.
Oh my gosh. So
Alrighty then.
I'm pretty sure that's a 10 deficit, which I don't know
you
that matters.
wildly succeed. Tell me about like what it looks like, because it works. Tell me what it looks like when it works that well.
I think I'm imagining like an actual like John Hughes era boombox, like that level of it.
Yeah.
I think that it like I think the two like sound like speakers like start to the sound speakers, the speakers that make sound, they burst into flames and then like the like tape deck opens up and this little cassette tape comes flying out of it, and then the little like strings of tape like come flying out and melt as the flames hit it, and so like it's like someone put a bomb inside of it and set it off, as opposed to just like zapping a battery or something.
People scream, um, back away, and then they're like, "Oh wait, it's just magic." And so,
We all do magic.
Yeah, Scroggle, the Sasquatch custodian, comes out with a fire extinguisher and goes, and then like it bops it out. But the boombox is destroyed. There's no more music. And like everyone is looking over at that instead of looking at Caitlin and Leopold. So I do want to quickly ask you, Melody, someone who knows what a boombox is, what you make of all of this.
First off, I'm very sad that the boombox got destroyed. This is an amazing item that plays music without needing any magic. It's fascinating and incredible. But there's a little weird like twinge that like is happy that this guy is asking my cousin out, and I'm not sure why. It's just like I'm happy about this. I don't know if I care, but I guess I do. So there's just like a little bit of like relief and happiness from the part of my brain that is tracking that something's weird.
Right.
So I'm
Right.
like,
Interesting.
I'm actually gonna like call out. I'm gonna be like, "What's your answer?"
Caitlin. Sorry, Daff. Caitlin is like, just she's using this moment of sheer confusion to like clearly be like, I don't know what I'm gonna say, because like it's just a high school dance. I want to be clear that like if she, like honestly, if she says yes, probably it's not the end of the world. But she also like she kind of clearly is conflicted about it. So like there's a moment in which someone could do something or could act in some way. And I'm wondering if someone would like to act.
So here's where I'm confused about what I would do here, because earlier I was like, oh, we're definitely going together, but that was based on the information from the previous reality where Caitlin was like the coolest girl in school. And
yeah,
a lot of Daphne's attraction to Caitlin is more status based than necessarily like actually being interested in her as a person. Like that was like kind of the idea of that. So now I'm like, does she also have a crush on her for real? And if she does, is she too shy to actually pursue it? So I think this boombox thing might have been more about dunking on Leopold than it was necessarily trying to like get the girl she has. I think that Daphne does genuinely have a crush on Caitlin, because I could play a mean girl character. I can't play a character that's that void of humanity. That it's just like the most popular girl. I must have her. So I think that she has a crush on her, but maybe has less of a drive of like, I have to get paired off with her so I can show that I still have it. So I think that maybe like she's waiting to see what Caitlin does, and maybe she like makes. I think what she does is make like a brief moment of eye contact with Caitlin, and then kind of like blush and kind of like turn a little bit and like have that kind of like shyness, like that shyness kind of flirting.
Yeah. I want to clarify that if we had stayed in the previous reality, which was my plan for this session, but we had stuff come up. It had been a situation where she had been like you should talk to her about going to the dance.
Yeah.
And like you were like, well, of course, now we're going to the dance. So
Yeah.
I'm clarifying that for our listeners.
Totally.
Or our viewers.
Or both.
Or both. Yeah. So she gives you a little look. And I want to be clear that Caitlin is played by Anya Taylor-Joy.
Okay, I changed my mind. I'm definitely still really interested in pursuing her.
She gives you a little look and she's like clearly embarrassed. Like it's clear that like if she has feelings for you, if she doesn't have feelings for you, she is like super embarrassed by everything that's happening because all attention's on her. And like she doesn't particularly want this kind of attention, much less from Leopold. And you blush and look away. And then she's like looking back at Leopold and he's looking and someone is yelling, it's possibly Melody, what's your answer? And then other people are like, yeah, what's your answer? And there's like kind of applause building. So yeah, this is like your last chance to do something because she's going to say yes. Like it's very obvious she's going to do the, I guess, that sort of thing.
I think I'm gonna summon my courage, and I want to like save her from this embarrassment because she's getting so much attention right now. I can tell she doesn't want it. So I'm gonna go, oh mate, you're like totally late. Like we already made plans to go to the dance together. Like me and Caitlin, we've like already locked that down. Like you're asking a girl who's already spoken for, bloke.
I want you to roll charm to see how this works. And I'm going to say it's a 12 because Caitlin, spoilers, does like you, but also Caitlin is probably not too thrilled about being like, yes, of course, we already have a date, like like having her agency not taken, but like sort of warped in that way. So yeah, roll me charm.
I was going for more
of
the 12. Like, hey, you're hitting on this girl, but she's actually with me. Like, you can leave her alone kind of vibe. But yeah, I get that. Okay, well, I rolled a 5 on my charm, so. Actually, I rolled a 4 because I added I wasn't casting spells. And I don't have a +1 on my regular stat, so I just rolled a 4.
Yeah. Everyone now looks at you.
Oh no.
And like, Caitlin is like kind of aghast, and she kind of like her mouth kind of drops open and is like, no, you missed your chance. Leopold, I'd be so happy to go to the dance with you. Leopold is like, yes. Everyone applauds. And yeah, that's lunch hour. Yes. At Inkwood. At the Inkwood, I'm not going to look it all up. The Inkwood, I'm going to remember it one of these times. Let's.
You know what? It changes every universe. So
there you go.
You can change the spelling. You can change all the other words attached to it as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Inkwood Sanctuary for Universal Development.
Yes, I know it's ISUD.
Yes,
like that.
that makes it much clearer.
Yeah.
I love how that played out.
So, yeah. Caitlin, on the way out, stops and looks at you, Melody, and is like, I'm so sorry. That was so embarrassing. I know that the family name is very important to you, and I work very hard to make sure that it is not sullied in any way, and I'm so sorry.
Well, your new beau has a boombox, so he can't be a total loss.
Oh, is that what that thing was? Because it went boom. It blew up. That was a little scary.
Yeah, that's why. It's fine. Have fun at the dance.
Do you want to like double date with us? We could, I'm sure I could find someone to go with you. It's clear that she's like not too thrilled about this and just like wants other people around. I mean, we're cousins. We hugged that one time.
I know. I was really nice to let you hug me that time.
Oh, you let me hug you.
In this universe, yes. Sure. I suppose that we could have that happen. I have lots of friends, so I'll just ask one of them.
Okay, cool. Good idea. And she gives you an awkward thumbs up and is like, I'll pass you a note in class. You know, I was going to have her say I'll text you, but she has no idea what a phone is. And she walks off. Yeah. So
I think I'm going to go right over to Daphne.
All right.
Daphne, okay, I know that this is a lot to ask, but since we're best friends, I thought that maybe I could just ask you this one world thing. It'll be a little weird, but I think you'll still have a good time. But I really need someone to go to the dance with me because Caitlin wants to double date, and I can't say no because she's my cousin. But then I think we actually have to like spend the time with her, which is great. Except then there's
I'll
the
tell her
phone
go
box.
with you. If are you asking me to the dance?
Yes,
Yeah, I'll go with you. I need. Yeah, that'd be great.
really excellent. This
Yeah,
is
you're an
very good.
Inkwood. I'm a Morgane. It makes perfect sense.
It really does. Yes,
Do you think we're
yes,
best friends? Yeah, we're best friends. Yeah.
yes. We're best friends, and I'm
Yeah,
very
yeah.
popular. Like there's still like the weirdness of like there's not a ton of people around. Like she is popular, but there's like residual like there's not magical people all of a sudden. So yes,
Yeah.
I think that will be lovely.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
should
it's
coordinate
cool.
our outfits as well because I've heard that's a thing that people do for dances.
Okay, yeah, tell me the outfit you're wearing, and I've got like lots of options, so that'll be good.
Oh well, if you have lots of options, you should. Well, is it better for you to pick first since you have lots of options and then I could find something to match you? Or maybe I pick first since I don't have lots of options and then you can match something with me since you have lots of options?
Sure, yeah, one of those. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
second one. Yeah,
Second
second
one.
one sounds good. Yeah,
Okay,
you
we'll do the
pick.
second one.
You tell me, because I can
Excellent.
like almost anything work, because I like look really good in a lot of stuff. So.
This is true. Yes, you do. You look very excellent in most things.
Oh, thank
So-
you. You look good. Quite good yourself.
Oh, thank you. All right, I will go and find an outfit and let you know what it will look like.
Oh, hey, you two. And Michelle walks up
Yeah.
and is like, hey,
How do we feel about Michelle? In this universe?
Michelle is, Michelle is like the exact middle of everything in school. She's the
Okay.
middle most popular. She's the middle most academically successful. She's just right in the middle. She's like really easy to forget. It's just one of those things. It's like sometimes she just doesn't exist. And then you're like, oh, right, Michelle, she's in the middle.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, listen, I hear you're talking about going to the dance. I was thinking about asking, um, uh, trying to think of about asking Tanager. What do you think about that?
Oh?
I don't
Tan-
I don't know Tanninger. Are they new here?
Can you both roll brains for me against a 16?
Okay.
Yeah, have fun with that.
Mm,
Okay, well, my dice did explode, so I guess I do have.
we don't roll our magic die, right?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay, so I'm at 7 right now. Let's see what happens. No, that's only an 8 still.
2.
Yeah. No one knows who Tanager is.
That's my first exploding dice of the game. So
Yeah.
That's good.
Yes.
That's good. We like
whatever it's
to hear
called in
that.
this system.
Yeah. And so she looks at the twins like Tanager. They're like, they're really cool. We
Well,
went
everyone
down.
here's a teenager at school.
What? Yeah. No, Tanager.
Right.
They
Yeah, like,
live
like
around.
not an adult, not a kid, like a middle ground.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, listen. Have you seen them around lately? Because I think that she's a really cool person, and I think that he and I should go to the dance.
Oh, I don't have any idea who you're talking about.
Are you sure it's not someone who's new here?
No, I don't think so. And she's clearly like very confused, and is like, something odd's going on around here, don't you think?
Michelle, maybe you should go see the nurse and see if you how you're feeling. See if you did something wrong in charms class today or something.
Professor Joe approaches from behind Michelle and puts a hand on her shoulder and like curls it in, and her nails are very long and claw-like. And it's like, Michelle, you probably should go see the nurse, as Melody, Ms. Inkwood suggests. You seem like you're quite frazzled. And she looks at the two of you and says, you are such good friends. Thank you for being such good friends to Michelle. But she has these episodes.
Oh.
It's really unfortunate. I shouldn't talk about it. I've said too much. Michelle, let's go to the nurse.
That really does seem like something she really shouldn't talk about.
True.
I don't like her. I say after
Yeah.
Joe walks away.
You don't like Michelle?
Michelle's fine. It's Professor Joe. She scares me.
Oh.
Always giving me dirty looks, and I think she's gonna fail me in Transfiguration. It's like one of my favorite class, but she's so mean.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Nobody's ever failed me at anything. I'm excellent at all magic. I'm,
I didn't say I wasn't good at magic. I said that the teacher's mean. It's a big difference. I'm good at magic.
well, of course you are. You're good at everything. I
Yeah.
think that I think that none of them will ever fail me because I'm an Inkwood without an E. That's important.
Very true. Yeah, so the two of you sort of go off on about your day. And toward the end of the day, you're in the class. Are you both in defense against malicious magic or something along those lines?
Yes.
I am not.
Oh, you're not?
I'm.
Okay.
Yeah. That was what I kind of implied that was like something I took in my old school.
Oh.
I am in transmogrification, potions, and charms.
Okay. Then we're just going to say that as Melody is leaving Defense Against Malicious Magic, Professor Wendell Parker, just he's stoic guy. He's the one. He's like, this school never has different defense against malicious magic teachers. It's the same guy year after year after year because he's so good at what he does. And honestly, before that, it was his father and his father before him. It's just been a Parker for like 100, however long the school's been open, it's been a Parker. And it's the most stable job in the world. And he sort of like goes up to you and Melody and says, do you feel like ripples of something? And then like Daphne, you're passing by, and he sort of pulls you over too, and he's like, I haven't seen Professor Travell in a while.
Was that someone who was here before we got here? Because I've never had a teacher that name.
I forgot about Professor Travell or something. And then I found a note in my desk, and he hands you a piece of notebook paper that has lists of students' names on it, of people that he should talk to if she is compromised, it says at the top. And on the list are your names and Michelle's name. A few others that are, are students you recognize but aren't like terribly excited by at the moment. And then Tanager and Dante, and a couple other students.
Tana! I really thought she was saying teenager, and I was really confused because she has that accent, you know?
He's like, go ahead.
No, I was just going to agree about the accent. Yes. Accents. They're sometimes hard to understand. Yes.
What? Like, I wish everyone would talk normal, right?
Absolutely. Yes. Yes.
Professor Parker just kind of listens to all this. He's aware of teenagers. He knows how they are. And he's like, yes. Listen, I don't want to stick my neck out here, but feels like something's pretty screwy here. And the more I think about this Professor Travell, the more I remember someone else teaching here other than Professor Joe. But Professor Joe's been here for like 5 years, right? Melody, you'd know, your family, runs the school.
I believe so. When I think about it, there's only... Yes. Yeah, there's something... Yes, I think so. And she's like feeling like you said, like that person-shaped gap in her memory, and she's like noticing the gap, but there's nothing in the gap to notice, so it's just kind of like a blip. And she's just kind of like, yes, that must be right. That's all I remember.
Listen, I need to give you two a task. I cannot complete this task, but you are an Inkwood and a Morgaine, who are from two of the oldest, most important magic families. And as we all know, and he looks all around himself, the Hexbreakers have deep prejudices against people who are not from the old families. But
does anything happen when he says the word Hexbreaker?
Every roll you're going to have on reality going forward is going to be lowered.
Excellent.
But yeah, it's not. No one here has been removed from reality before, so like it's still kind of stable. I'll say this. When he says the word Hexbreakers, you both just have an instant flash of Professor Travell. Whether you connect that image to that name, I don't think that happens. I would make you roll for that, but you see this face of this very kind woman in her 30s who is played by Emily St. James. And she's she's like talking to you, but you can't hear what she's saying.
Mm-hmm.
But so you both have that flash. He's like, there is said to be a ritual that can be performed by those who have deep, abiding attachments to magic. Gathering the elements for it, however, is very difficult. But once completed, you will be able to see the ways in which reality has been broken. I think it is worth trying to complete this, especially because the first thing that you will need is a single unicorn's tear captured at midnight on Samhain. And then he says, it is not clear whether that means midnight, whether that means midnight of when it's just become Samhain or midnight of the night when most of Samhain. I'm sure either's fine.
That seems like a pretty important detail to not be specific about.
Yeah, it's like a really wide day. It's like 24 hours, you know?
Yeah. Well, it will be. I assume that you could talk to some of the Sasquatch about this. They know more about magical creatures than I do. But yes, that will be the first item you need. There are 3 items in total, and I will tell you, they are tied to the feasts of the magical year. So if you gather this tier, I will tell you the next. And don't tell anyone I'm telling you this. I have a sense that there's something afoot. Good luck.
I wonder if that was a Bigfoot joke. All right. So a unicorn's tear. We haven't had unicorns in the stables in quite some time.
It's a shame we're not back in the UK because my family has like a bunch of unicorns. We have like a whole stable of them, but you know, probably couldn't get there and back in time. So,
I mean, you could try. But
or
I
I'm
will.
lying. Yeah, I don't know.
Do either of you know about the nature habitat for magical creatures that is near the school but not on the school grounds? Do either of you know of that offhand? That's a thing that we introduced in session 0, but I don't know how many people know about it. I believe we established that Dante does, or Tanager does. One of the 2 people who's not here knew about it.
I don't know who those people are. I think that I think that like I would know about it in like the cursoryest of like it was on the brochure when my moms were sending me to this school. Like there was like oh, and there's a nature thing. I was like, oh, that's cool, but I wasn't like that like into it, so I don't like have like a big memory of it. But my mom's loved it,
Okay.
so like it might be like a nugget in the back of my brain, but like not like full front.
It's notoriously difficult to make unicorns cry. Each of you has heard a story about how to do that. It may or may not be true. Melody, what's a story you've heard about how you can make a unicorn cry?
You have to trick it into eating like very spicy peppers while you're feeding it like something that it would normally like to eat, like meat.
Hmm. Okay, perfect. Daphne, what's something that you have heard about how to make a unicorn cry?
But you know, I heard unicorns are actually like really like ticklish, but only in like one spot. And if you tickle them in the right spot, they'll laugh so hard they'll cry. I
Wonderful.
just flipped into New Zealand again. The voice was doing so good for so long, and then I just hit New Zealand somewhere along the way.
You were hanging in there. You were doing it, and then you were.
I'm gonna keep
okay.
going.
It's okay.
Power through. In this
believe in
reality,
you.
Daphne had some time in New Zealand, and it rubbed off on her.
Daphne spent a year studying abroad,
Mm-hmm.
and it really just infiltrated her accent.
Yes.
It's like how I still say trash like I'm from South Dakota because I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you are you're standing there, and that's when you realize Michelle's been here the whole time. And she's like, okay, so we got to make a unicorn cry. You know what I heard about making a unicorn cry is that they cry at really sappy movies. So maybe we should like get Titanic out there or something and show it, because I'm sure that when they say I'll never let go, then the unicorn will be like, oh, I mean, I cry at that.
Yeah. Maybe we should make sure we do all three things at the same time to triple our chance of the crying. So, very spicy meat and tickling while also watching a Titanic sad movie. Yes?
Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, but also you're going to have to somehow get access to a unicorn and figure out where this nature preserve is and all of these other things. And there's a dance. Like you want to go to the dance and show off a little bit. It's very important that you are from very important magic families. It's very important that you show up and just look cool. So the dance is on Saturday, Samhain itself. It's Thursday. Is there anything you want to do with the intervening day before the big dance?
Well, I think we would probably try to find how we can find a unicorn because
Mhm.
if they're in the stables, great. But I don't think they are from what you just said. So we have to like look for unicorn. We have to like ask around. Well, we did say talk to the Sasquatches. So I think we might like go to like the groundskeeper and be like, "Yo, mate, you got a unicorn?"
Yeah, there are no unicorns in the stables. The stables, in fact, are now used to house like extra gear because they don't really use horses here anymore. You're up in the mountains; it's not a great place for horses to begin with. Yeah, there is a Sasquatch groundskeeper named Scroggle who is seemingly everywhere at once, which makes you think he might be some sort of interdimensional being, but maybe he's just really good at groundskeeping. Yeah, and he has a pretty standard routine. So if you want to find him, it won't be very difficult. The big problem will be if you can speak Sasquatch.
I don't know. Is there something I can I roll brains or something to see if I've learned Sasquatch in my or picked up a bit of utility Sasquatch about asking where the restroom and such is?
I'm going to say you don't have to roll to have extremely basic Sasquatch.
Okay.
You are going to have to roll to like have a full conversation. And I think that'll be brains. Here's kind of what I'm thinking in my brain. Daphne, it would be trickier because I believe that Melody would have like Sasquatch Duolingo on some level that that she has used before. So yeah, yeah. If you want to roll to see if you can speak Sasquatch, I'll say that's a 12.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Daphne for sure doesn't because I grew up on a different country that has
Mhm.
different cryptids that are more common than Sasquatches. So
Can I use my magic die since I've used my magic to make the Duolingo into
Oh gosh.
magical
You
magical
know what?
species?
You know what? Do you want to cast a spell
Yes.
that will
Oh,
create in essence I got to do the calculation, but I think this might actually end up being easier. That will, in essence, create a
oh my God!
a Sasquatch. Yeah,
Like a Google Translate for.
yeah, a Sasquatch Google Translate thing that also sort of teaches you as you use it. So like
Yes.
you will gradually become very fluent.
Okay.
Um, so gosh,
I love that.
PDFs on Kindle. Um, let's see here. Uh, so let's
It's like
yeah.
grits maybe or brains. I feel like grit, like determined to learn something.
I Grit sounds good. So I'm gonna say this bends the rules of reality.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Sounds good to me.
I'm going to say the area of effect is a person or smaller,
Mm-hmm.
because you are indeed a person.
Mm-hmm.
Um, how long do you want this to last?
Um, it would be super cool if it like was a permanent modification on my little phone, but I know that
Okay.
we determined that like that's really difficult. So
It within the game, it's already so like yeah, but like I think we can have you try to make it permanent.
okay.
Like And how experienced are you with casting this sort of spell, especially because like you do tech magic? So
I think I've messed with this quite a lot of taking like these human apps and then like tweaking them with magic, especially because it's something that already exists and I'm simply like changing its purpose and kind of how it functions and
okay,
its reality a little bit.
all right. I'm gonna say that you have cast this spell many times before, so that
Yes.
will be 6 plus 3 is 9 plus 5 is 14. You've got to beat a 14.
All right, let's see. And I get to roll my magic dice. It's a thing.
Yes.
All right. 9, 10, 11, 12. Wah, wah.
Did either of them explode?
No.
Okay. Yeah, so you can't quite create Sasquatch Duolingo,
Can
but
I
it came.
Can I
Go
think
ahead.
it works?
You can absolutely think it works.
Okay.
Yeah, and here's what I'm gonna say, because you came close enough that like there should be some element that's like, so yes, you think it works, and it absolutely does work at translating Sasquatch into French and vice versa.
Nice.
Sasquatch into English,
Mhm.
not so much.
Okay.
But if, say, Daphne could speak French,
I was gonna say Riley cannot speak French, but Daphne I think absolutely can speak French. So I'm sure that she spent some time at
Absolutely.
like Bobaton type school as well. So I think she has like family in France and things like that. So I think I think that I can speak French. You can speak Sasquatch to French, and yeah, I love it.
This is gonna be amazing. Okay.
okay. So are you gonna go talk? You're gonna go talk to Scroggle.
Absolutely, with my perfectly working app. Absolutely.
Yeah, great. Scroggle is out putting like putting the chalk on the mage ball field, whatever mage ball might happen to be, and Scroggle like wears like overalls and like a little hat. He's a very fancy Sasquatch.
Mhm.
Most Sasquatch don't wear human clothing. Scroggle really likes it. It makes him feel happy. So he's standing there. He's tunelessly humming. He's tunelessly humming Ariana Grande's "Thank You Next" to himself. A song that I doubt Daphne's heard, but maybe Melody has. And yeah, he's just sort of doing that. He's got his headphones in, and then he looks over and pulls them out and goes, "Brr," and the little app says, "Qua."
Qua. Just gonna like look at Daphne.
And the Scroggle gives a little wave and goes, "Brr," and the app goes, "Bonjour."
Merci beaucoup.
And
That's all I can. That's all I know in real life to say out of French. So I'm gonna have to start saying English things and pretending.
yeah,
it's
that's
French
fine. That's fine.
moving
We
forward.
will assume that that's what's happening, especially
Yes.
because this is predominantly an English language speaking audience.
Yeah.
So,
As
so
someone who hosts a Doctor Who podcast, it's very easy to go, oh, everything's translated. Sorry, we're
Yeah.
done. We're on board. Everyone
um,
sounds British for some reason.
how does this app work, Melody? Like, does it speak now to the Sasquatch, or okay?
I think it's like the super fancy Google app where like they speak and it says it out loud, and you speak and it says it out loud,
Mhm.
and it's like the app itself is sort of probably garbage, but it's been magically enhanced to be even more garbage.
Okay.
So
Automatically detect language,
Yeah.
Sasquatch. All right. What do you two want to ask this Sasquatch?
Hey mate, just looking for like, I want to get like a picture, what they call a persony, a selfie, for my date for the dance, because like she like really loves unicorns and we can't find any unicorns around. So it's like I just want to like find one so I can like let her pose with it and feel like a princess for a night.
Scroggle like hears all of this come out of the app in Sasquatch. I keep thinking he can speak French, and I'm like, no, wait, he speaks Sasquatch.
Yeah. And then I realized, like, why did I do it in the British accent if I was speaking French? Like, I could have just spoken like Riley. And said, this is what...
and Scroggle looks between the two of you. And then the app spits out, but aren't you two going on a date?
No, I'm going on a date with her, and she's like really into unicorns, and so I thought like I would find a unicorn for her so she could like take a picture with it and feel like a princess.
So that
Yes.
we
Not we, like us together are going.
and Scroggle's like, I could have Daphne, I could have sworn that you were into Caitlin, but this is all very, you know what? And like Scroggle like gives this long monologue where like it's very clear that he's very tapped into like all the school gossip.
I love it.
It's just like, now do you think that like Jeremy and Alex are ever gonna figure out they're into each other? And like
Oh
he's just
God,
like,
no, they're not at all. It's like the weirdest. It's like everyone knows it, mates. Just get on it, you know.
yeah. And then he says, oh, but you want to know where to find unicorns?
Yeah, mate, it'd be cool. It'd be like really cool.
No.
No, you don't know, and no, you won't tell us.
No, we guard that secret with our lives. Too many people want to kill unicorns or take their horns for their magical properties or collect their tears by making them cry. There's just too many things that people want to do that exploit unicorns. And I, as a member of the Sasquatch species, have sworn a solemn oath to protect all magical creatures, but especially unicorns. So I can't tell you I'm sorry. I know that it would look lovely in a photo with one. No, you're a very cute couple.
Oh, well, thank you. I mean, like, just think of it though, like this could be like your chance to like play a part in like some of the school gossip, and you could be like, oh my God, I helped that happen.
Roll me charm on that.
That's
I
a
like
smart
this
move.
idea. And let's say it's a 10.
Okay. Nope, 3. I rolled a 3. No, I rolled a 2. Sorry, I keep adding the +1, and I shouldn't be.
He sees right through it.
Yeah.
He's like, that's going to take a lot more than that to convince me to give up the most holy secrets of the Sasquatch kind. And he looks over at Melody and says, you are an Inkwood. I thought you would know better than this.
Is he
says
going
you're
to
like-
help us?
He says like, if you as an Inkwood could like really like convince him how important it is to you and your family, like maybe this would be like the way to do it.
Oh. All right. Well, what would he like to tell us? Like, obviously, he was making demands of the people who are the highest ranked in the school, and so why isn't he telling us?
He says that his people are like designed to like really protect unicorns from people exploiting them, and I tried to tell him that I was like for like a cool photo of like you on a unicorn like a princess. So I thought you would look like really hot doing that.
Oh.
And then he was like as cool as that would be, and he was like it would be really cool.
It would.
He was like, no, I still got to protect the unicorns, you know. So if you have like another idea of like something, I tried my tricks and normally they work really well, but I guess he's just not into what I've been laying down. So if you have another thought, I'll be happy to like run it by him.
Oh, you should explain to him that the photo is also for the Inkwood family to continue the preservation of them on our land. So the more we can use the pictures of the unicorns to endear people to them and appreciate their majestic beauty, then we are able to also like get more funding and supplies and more resources to continue to protect the land and not have to build more dorms or something.
I convey all that in French to him.
I'm good, Melody. I want you to roll. What do you think this is? Because you are essentially giving a political speech, and he can't understand you.
Yes.
But like he's like he sees how impassioned you are. So I want to see if you can convince him. And again, I'm going to have that roll on a 10. But you tell me what stat you think is best for that.
I'm going to say grit because I'm trying to solve a problem. I also don't think she's trying to be charming. I think she's trying to be more like logical. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we tried charm and charm did not work. So we tried one tactic. Now we're trying a different tactic.
Also, just in like any universe, Melody's not charming. like she's just too awkward to be charming. A 6. Wah, wah.
Okay.
Okay, I just want to double check. I'm rolling the right things. We just rolled the die that's on that stat, right? Okay, perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're just
And if you
well.
roll the highest, then
Then
you roll
explodes.
again until you beat the number.
Okay.
Yes. So I was going to say that also you could get help from Daphne, but that's only going to get you +1. So yeah, don't think it helps in the way we want it.
Can I spend an adversity token? I have 1 left.
Yes.
Actually, I should have a couple of those now.
I failed 2 rolls today, so I should have 2 of those.
Yeah. Don't forget your adversity tokens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can you only get 1 point per.
Okay.
So like that's gonna make it
6, 7. If I've got 2, so 8. That doesn't get me quite there.
Do you have any classes or anything you think might apply, or is you're not using your wand, so that's not gonna.
That's probably better because every time I use my wand, I get screwed up. Let me see. I don't think any of my. Looking at my class schedule right now. Yeah, I don't feel like I have anything that would be super helpful. Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so he's like, that was a really impressive speech. I couldn't understand it, but it's clear that the school is in good hands. And then he just starts talking about school gossip again, and it's pretty clear whatever moment there was has passed. So you listen to him for a while, and then I assume take your leave, unless you have something else you want to try with Scroggle, but he's got his defenses up.
Nah, it feels burned.
Yeah. So yeah, he's he extends, he does the Sasquatch equivalent of a.
I have an idea.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Sorry. This do I get the feeling he understands English, right? So when I'm talking with Daphne, he knows what we're saying.
He understands very rudimentary English. Okay. He can sort of grasp. It's like when I'm in a space with Spanish speaking people, I understand what's happening more than I can communicate.
Yeah.
It's a little like that.
Okay. I'm gonna lean over and whisper to Daphne. Be like, convince him that we know that some other people are going to find the unicorn tonight. And then hopefully he'll go there to protect it and we could follow him.
Oh, that's good. All right. So the jig is up. We've been tricking you. We didn't want to get you caught up in any sort of trouble, but we heard a rumor that some of the rougher kids in the school, like that Leopold kid, is blowing up boom boxes and stuff. We heard he was going to try and get a unicorn tier to impress Caitlin. And so, because you could tell she wasn't that into it when he asked her out, but she felt pressure to do it. So she said yes, because she obviously wanted to go with me. But anyway, so I heard that he was going to try and sneak into the unicorns and steal a tier. And so we were just trying to protect them, but if you think that you would be better, maybe you should do it, but you should really check in on them and see what's happening with that.
He looks at you and he nods and he says that makes sense, and then he puts his hand to his head and he shouts a Sasquatch yowl out into the woods and yowls a few more things, and you hear other Sasquatches pass it along the twilight bark in 101 Dalmatians, and he's like, good, took care of it.
Do I know what he said? Because did the thing translate it to?
The thing did translate it, and it literally was just hey, look out. It's like a telegram. Hey, stop. Look out, stop. Unicorn danger, stop. Scroggle.
So we just
stop.
made it harder on ourselves too, because now if we try to find the unicorns, the Sasquatches are out looking for us.
If you have a way to track, or a way to follow those sound waves, if you want to do something to do that, that is, he has given you a path. It's just not a visible path.
Okay, I'm trying to think what I would do here. You have a good day, mate. And then I'm gonna walk away from the Sasquatch with Melody, and I'm gonna go, "Hey, you're like really smart, right?"
Sometimes I don't feel very smart after what just happened.
Yeah, might me neither. I don't feel like I'm as charming as I normally am. Normally, I'm very charming. But what if we like? Do you have like a magic spell that you know to like track like sound waves?
There's
Like,
probably an app for that.
right, so what if we like get up on one of our brooms and we
Mm-hmm.
like fly up real high, and then we use your app spell to like track the sound, and then we can see where that target went to.
It's like Shazam.
Yeah. We could definitely do that. Um, Let me see. I'm gonna open the phone, and does it have like some sort of like? I'm gonna go to the app store and I'm gonna download like whatever is like the free version of like the decibel like meter that
Mhm.
you get when you're like a new parent and you're freaking out about everything that's gonna hurt your baby's ears and you're just like, oh God, is everything too loud? Sorry, that's a very personal story. Anyway, um, uh, I'm gonna download just like the free version of that and like wait for a second while it gets through all the ads, and then I'm gonna try and like cast a spell for it to do the thing that Daphne was suggesting.
That sounds perfect. Okay, so yeah, this is another one that bends the rules of reality because normally you can't see sound waves in the air.
Mm-hmm.
It's massive because you are tracking this throughout reality.
Yeah,
However, you don't need it to last that long,
yeah,
only a few minutes, I think.
yeah.
And this is again, you have done many things manipulating apps. So that's gosh, that's a 13. So what are you gonna roll on that?
I think that one will probably be brains because I feel bad saying grit again.
And Daphne, do you want to help out at all, and how so?
Yeah, I'll help out by can we have two people on one broom?
Sure, I don't see why not.
I think I'm gonna fly her up on my broom under the guise of we're having like a cute like pre-dance moment together, like
Mhm.
looking out of the stars. But it's actually us looking for tracking this thing. And also, I realized I haven't rolled my magic dice when I've been rolling magic
Oh
spells.
no!
So that's I mean it's only I only cast like one
That'd be
spell,
good.
but I succeeded. But still, I'm like, oh yeah, there's a dice that I haven't been using.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I would probably help by like flying to give her like a better vantage point to
I
look.
would
So it's
like
not
to
like
also clarify that Melody 100% thinks it's also a cute moment before their dance date. So, so she doesn't get that that's like cover. She thinks it's like both. Because she can't think of anything more romantic than casting weird spells on technology like pre dance with a date.
love it.
So, all right. Rolling 5, 6, 7. Gosh, I'm rolling so low tonight. But then plus 1 for your help, right? 8.
Yes.
Ugh, so bad. All right. And no, neither one of them exploded,
We're
unfortunately.
trying to do so much hard stuff, and we're like not qualified for it.
Well, we are. I'm rolling a 10-sided dice and a d6, so it should there's a fairly good chance I should get closer than that, but then I roll terribly.
Mm, well, yeah, you're unable to track the sound waves, and now all
Can't
the Sasquatch know that people are coming to look at the unicorns, possibly.
can I
Um,
think it works?
I
I
think
played too
in
much PBTA. I'm sorry.
I think in this case you would be able to see in the sky
Mm-hmm.
like the pathway, and
Okay.
that just doesn't happen.
Okay.
So yeah. Yeah, I don't know what you want to do next, if anything.
Should we check? I don't know, maybe like the potions cabinet and see if there's like somewhere in like some locked box there's like a little bit of unicorn tears because they might use it for spells and potions and stuff.
Possibly. I wonder if my aunt, who I am very close with and who really likes me in this reality, uh, I bet she has maps of the conservatory of the conservation lands, and with maybe what animals are in different parts of it. Probably in her office somewhere. Maybe.
Sounds good. I will say the unicorn tears on the potion cabinet. There probably are some in there. You are not sure how important the captured at midnight part is. So.
Oh right, sorry, I
Yeah,
forgot that detail. Yeah,
that's
you're
fine.
right. Sorry.
That's fine. You could try. You could just, you know what? You can go get some out of the cabinet. We can be done, and we'll just see if it works when you assemble the full ritual.
Yeah,
You're right. You're right
that'll be
about that.
amazing.
8 episodes from now, the ritual doesn't work. Maybe I didn't say every single syllable correctly, but I got there in the end.
Yeah. But your aunt would know would be someone you could talk to. Remind me of her name if we have established that. I'm not sure we have.
I think we did. Uh, was it Marissa? No, that's the other one.
Yeah, that's the woman who's trying to take over the school who I haven't worked in yet.
Marissa Blanderham.
Yeah.
I think we did, but I don't have it written down. Lee
Yeah,
Alexandria?
I don't have it.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, no, never mind. That's a different thing. No, yeah, I don't.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't have it written down either, so I'm going to assume that we didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to say that her name is Isabel, and Isabel Inkwood. That's a really good name, Emily. Good work. Isabel Inkwood works in a office at the very top of the what used to be the Belfry, and now is just like has been built out with all of these like magically supported platforms, so it looks kind of like a tree top at the top of this Belfry.
That's so cool.
And she's up there, day in day out doing her thing. What's your favorite memory of Isabel Inkwood, your beloved aunt?
I think it would have to be when I was she took over. Even though she has an E in her name, she managed to get enough esteem in the family that she still took over the Inkwood sanctuary. And I think there was a moment where I was very young and it was for a birthday or something. She was one of the first people to realize that I liked tech stuff. And she gave me like my very like a Gen 1 iPod. But it was like already like 7 years out of date. But it seemed very amazing to me, and it was like the first real piece of tech that I like got to mess with.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Like that.
Here's my question: Is Isabel Inkwood Caitlin's mother, or is it a different aunt as Caitlin's mother?
For simplicity's sake, I'm going to say yes. And yet, for some reason, everyone's very weirded out about the fact that Isabel runs the school and Caitlin is like not popular and like feels wrong. But the school's name doesn't have an E in it. Let's just be honest.
I mean, as someone who went to the school where my mom taught, it 100% does not make you cool. Like,
no, I know.
Like,
yeah,
legit.
But yeah. Isabel works up at the top of this tower. Do you have to have an appointment to go see her?
I don't.
Okay, cool, great. So you walk up there, and her receptionist who waits at the bottom of the staircase like nods to you and says she's in a meeting, but I'm sure she'd love to see you. Her receptionist is named Tinkerbell, and she is a pixie. And she says, "I'm not that one, though. Okay. I'm not that."
It's a very common name in the pixie.
It is. She said, but no, she's in a meeting with Marissa, but I'm sure she'd love to see you. She just does not like talking with that woman. Right.
Is Marissa also trying to take over the school in this reality?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think one thing that I'm just going to establish, because playing games where reality switches is always a trick, is like most things are always true. Yeah. And it's just like a couple details will be different each time. So, yeah.
So I'm going to turn to Daphne and I'm going to be like, I think it's better if we try and look for the information in some of the books before we actually ask her, because I think that she will probably have a very similar reaction that the Sasquatch did, and not want us messing with the unicorns, because she's an adult and they don't like us to have fun.
Yeah, oh, yeah, that makes a lot of sense because I've had like trouble with like adults wanting kids to do what we want to do, so that makes perfect sense. Um, yeah, I'll follow your lead. You seem to know what you're doing.
Okay. All right. Tinkerbell,
Yes.
I don't really need to see her right this moment. I
Okay.
need to get some of my homework done, and I was hoping I could use her library. Is that all right? I just have to do a little bit of research. None of the like, the old locked tomes or anything. Just the general research area.
Roll me a charm. You only have to beat a 6.
Ooh, let's see.
She's inclined to believe you, but also she shouldn't let you do it, but she's inclined to believe
Okay.
you.
Like the worst rolls ever, I rolled a 3.
I was going to say, even if Daphne helped.
Yeah, no, even if
Yeah.
Daphne helped. Although I feel like after I fail,
Uh-huh.
are we able to like take another shot at it?
I think so, yes, because this is, you are an Inkwood, and Tinkerbell's like, I'm really not supposed to let you do that. I know that you're one of Isabel's favorites, but
See, and I'm gonna like, I'm gonna look at Daphne, because Daphne's much better at like talking to people than I am, and just kind of like give her the help. I don't know what to say. Look.
Mm-hmm. Well, what is like, she's one of her favorites, and I'm on Morgaine, and we just have like a really important project to work on,
Yeah.
and we just would like, we just be like really super help us out a lot if you would just be like the coolest and help us.
Is it true that you two are going to the dance together?
Yes, it is.
And I like reach over and like kind of like grab your hand, like yeah, it's a thing.
That's what we want to get done early so we can spend time getting our outfits coordinated.
Yeah, we have
Did
like
you
a lot of
know?
color coordinations.
Did you know that in the pixie community there is a prophecy that says the first time a Morgaine and an Inkwood are wed, they will birth a child who will bring the tides of darkness?
Oh, well, we're not really thinking that far in the future right now. We're like, teenagers at high
You're
school.
you're very cute together. I don't personally believe that prophecy, but it's from a sect that's kind of separatist. They all live in Ireland. But I've said too much. Well, listen, uh Daphne,
We
please
just
roll.
wanted to get our homework done.
Yeah. Daphne, please roll charm again. I'm gonna have you beat an 8 just because you were not as close to Tinkerbell, but Tinkerbell is yeah.
Okay. All right. I rolled a 7. I'm gonna use my adversity tokens to pop that up to the
Perfect. It's an 8. So tell me why it just succeeds instead of like, actually succeeding. You do succeed, but it's like just over the finish line.
I think the hand grab was a part of it, and I think like, yeah, I think that we were almost not going to succeed, and then I think I did like a little like cute, like when she said we really want to like get done with the work so we can get done faster. I like kind of like leaned in and put my head on her shoulder for like a second, like really cute, and like I think that was the thing that like pushed us over the edge.
Okay. So you can go back there, but only until Marissa leaves the office. When Marissa leaves the office, I am going to clear my throat like this. And then you have to leave. Okay. So, yeah. So you can go back, but don't tell her I let you in. I could get fired.
Okay.
We won't tell anybody.
Nobody.
We'll be quiet as mouses.
Very quiet.
Okay.
And we go back.
So now you are in her private library. Tell me what it looks like in here. How many times have you been in here, Melody?
In this reality, I feel like I've been in here a few times. She sometimes brings me in here to like talk about the Inkwood legacy, because I'm obviously going to take over the school someday, since I'm the more highly regarded part of the family and her daughter is not. And things like that, mostly for like familial moments and like encouragement about the future.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. Daphne, how is it decorated?
I think it's not as lavish as a private library at like the British school would be.
Mhm.
I think it's a little bit more of that. Since this school was founded in the 70s, I think it does kind of have that like 70s like book cart like public like that kind of vibe to it. I think that it's a little bit more of that like what's that like not quite brutalism but like that kind of like the style where it's very functional as opposed to like decorated. And then they've tried over the years to dress it up a little bit. They've tried like different carpets, and you can actually see like remnants of old carpet in certain spots where they tried different things out. And I think the wall there was like wallpaper at one point, there was paint at one point, so you see various vibes of that. And it's trying real hard to look like it's been updated, but it still has that like stink of like a 70s public school type vibe to it.
There's like a poster that says reading is fundamental, and it's like Bugs Bunny. Um, no, it's the Magic World equivalent of Bugs Bunny, who is an actual rabbit who can
Yeah.
talk.
And actually, since it was an abbey before that, it's like these awful decorations over top of like stone facade. It's like
Yeah.
if they just took everything out, it would actually look more like a magical school library than if they just like left. They keep trying to update it. All they really have to do is gut it, and it would be great. But they haven't thought to do that yet.
Okay, so what are you going to look for here? Just evidence of where the sanctuary is? Or is there anything else you want to check out?
I think that's what we're going to look for, or at least that's what I'm going to look for first, is like the documents or the books about the sanctuary.
Okay. There are maps that indicate where the sanctuary is, but it looks as though the sanctuary is like movable. It moves as the animals' feeding patterns go. So you're going to have to figure out which one corresponds to this moment in time. But you do have like a whole book full of maps that show like where the sanctuary is, where the school is, where Shelter Cove is, all of that. Yeah.
I'm gonna try to cast a spell on one of the maps to like kind of like light up. I hate that this is like I imagine a map that has footprints and movement on it, implying where someone is moving to when it's being used. I want to do that with this map, but I think that like I want to have it light up like where the unicorns patterns are, so that and then like try to like cast that spell, and then like try to figure out based on like time of year like where the unicorns feeding patterns would be, like so I can like triangulate where they would be at in a rough range.
To make this different from a certain other property that we don't talk about,
Mm-hmm.
what if there was some way that you two could combine this so that it was in like a Google Maps type thing?
I was just thinking
That's
that.
Melody
so
Swamp?
much better.
Yeah.
That's 100% better. Because I was like, as I was describing it, I'm like, I hate that this is the thing that's popping into my head now when I'm trying to describe it. But
That's
yeah,
okay.
I think like I'm trying to like change the app to like have the data in it that like it might be like a map that people usually use for like following geese or something, and I'm like making it be about unicorns instead of whatever bird. It's like a bird watching app, but now it's for unicorns.
Since it is involving an app, I'm going to have Melody cast the spell, but I will automatically give you help because it was Daphne's idea. You're like, if you like this idea,
Yeah.
obviously. Okay, cool. Yeah. So this is tricky, but I'm going to
Sorry,
say
Kimmy. I tried to make myself roll instead of you for once.
No,
but
it's okay. For this, I feel like especially if I use like grit to like solve the problem, which is
yeah.
I think it's okay.
I'm going to say that this is something that could happen, but not naturally because the NSA is tracking us all the time. It's a book or smaller. This is a thing we want to be permanent, correct? We want it to constantly be able to track certain things.
That would be nice, but it definitely has to last like until midnight or whatever. Like it's like Cinderella's shoe.
Right. Yeah. So we're going to say it has to last 1 week.
Okay.
And this is a thing you've done before. So that is 4 plus 1 is 5 plus 3 is 8. So you have to beat an 8. What are you rolling on?
I'm rolling a D12 and a D6.
Oh, I just mean like what skill?
I'm sorry, grit.
It's actually a D4, not a D6 for.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right.
I thought you got the special D. Someone gets a special D6 for magic.
Oh, do you?
But
I don't know.
it might be someone else.
It might
If
be.
you
Well,
don't,
I'll
I
roll
didn't
the
know that was a
D4
thing.
next.
Cool.
yeah.
I don't remember. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. So I get a. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting. For skilled at tech, when I do stuff with tech, I don't know if that counts. I get
Sure.
a regular success if I'm just doing something normal, and then I get a +3 also.
Okay.
Which I don't know if it counts if I'm casting magic on tech, or if that just applies if I'm like using a computer.
Let's say no.
Okay.
No, it doesn't apply to magic until I really want something to succeed.
Okay, that's good because I haven't been adding it. So, all right, here we go. 7, 8.
Perfect. You just got it.
Yeah.
So tell me about what it looks like when it just succeeds.
It's it just has like the loading, like when you're like waiting on Google Maps, and it's like not quite like there's parts of it that are there, and then parts of it are just kind of blank and nothing's there, and you're just like waiting and waiting and waiting, and then finally it like renders the last part of the map. But it just seems like there's kind of like a little bit of a delay in it. So you're like, I'm not sure if is traffic right there or not right now. Like, is this from before when I turned it on, or is it now? Like that sort of thing.
Yeah. It shows you where all the unicorns are, and it shows you where every KFC is. So this now you have this thing in your phone. Is there anything else you want to look for in the library while you're here?
I want to look up if there's information on what makes unicorns cry.
Okay.
Smart.
Okay.
If there's a unicorn sanctuary book, there might be like details about unicorns.
A book about unicorns, yeah.
Yeah.
Karen,
Which is probably what I'm doing while Daphne is actually like while Melody is doing the actual work. Daphne's probably like flipping through books trying to be helpful.
Do either of you have brains? Tell me what die you use for brains.
10.
Yeah, D10.
Okay.
Oh,
That's
we're
not.
Yeah, we're together. It's so perfect. Okay, sorry.
I was going to say that's. I want you. So there is this thing in the game where if you are doing what's called a planned action, you can just take half of the die, but I want you to beat a 6, so you can't quite do it.
Yeah.
So like, I'm going to. So Daphne, I'm going to have you roll on brains, and I need you to beat a 6.
Okay.
It's not that hard to use this library, but things are pretty disorganized.
Before I roll, can you add an adversity token to a prepared action?
No. Every time I say something like that, I imagine the designer's like hair standing up the back of their neck.
Nah,
Like,
no, you're the GM. What you say happens. I rolled a 1, and so I can't. That's not anywhere close to what I wanted. Like that's like 5 less than a 6.
You're like, oh, how to save the California condor. This looks like an interesting book.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this library does have books on unicorns. You have no idea where they are. It's very difficult to find them. Anything else you want to check out while you're here?
I know we said we weren't going to look for like bad books, but oh no, I don't know if I know. Do I know what the Hexbreakers are? I'm going to look up Hexbreakers because he said it earlier.
The professor said it. Yeah. So you're gonna look up Hexbreakers. Okay. For that you're gonna have to beat a 12.
Okay. We're gonna see. Oh yeah, if I'm just rolling, if I'm not using magic, you know what? I'm gonna try and use my. I'm just gonna This is gonna be shameless because I want to add a die because I will not succeed just rolling a 10.
I would let you argue that grit would work in this situation because you're going to have to dig through the entire library like very quickly to find anything because nothing here is very well organized.
Okay.
So.
I'm going to try though. Like my app has this thing where it's like find my keys. So I'm going to see if I can like, am I using this too much? Is it like not fun?
I like it.
Okay.
I like it. It's great.
I'm having fun like thinking of like the apps that are actually on my phone and like how can I mess with this to make it work in Magic? Okay.
Isn't your phone kind of like your wand in this game?
I haven't like really like revealed that yet, but like
Oh,
it's
sorry
gonna.
for spoiling that.
No, it's
Sorry.
not. It's not a spoiler, but like that. Like I think that's kind of where Melody's going. Where like she's not good with her regular wand, but she's actually very good with like her tech and her phones and stuff like that. So they're almost like she has a better chance of doing it with the phone than she does if she actually brought out her wand. Um, so I think yeah, it's gonna be like the Find My Phone app, except it's gonna be like she's gonna tweak it to be like find Hexbreakers info or whatever. I think just like I think it's gonna I'm gonna give you a treat as the GM, and she's just gonna be like find Hexbreakers, and not be specific enough to be like a book about Hexbreakers because she's a kid and doesn't think of it.
Well, all you have to do is beat a 5.
Okay. Let's not like get excited. Who knows with how I've been rolling. Oh yeah, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay, so it wildly succeeds.
Excellent.
And you yeah, let's see. How do I want to do this? You tell me what it looks like when it wildly succeeds before.
I think not only does like the little fake radar pop up on the top of the phone with like the little thing, but also like you know how you usually hear the ding 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 when you've got the little Apple thing attached to your keys, like I do all the time. Like there's like a little dinging noise, like a small dinging noise wherever the Hexbreakers thing is in the library. So it's like I've got this, and we also have this very quiet, subtle like hint at where it's at that way too.
Well, it's not that hard because the book that's laying on the table open is about the Hexbreakers. So it starts going ding, ding, ding.
Okay.
However, you hear a ding, ding, ding as well from an empty space on the shelf where it seems like a book should be. And then you hear a ding, ding, ding from just kind of the middle of the room, just like a space that's just like there. There's no book there. There's nothing there. It's literally just like an empty space. And yet you hear this ding, ding, ding. And I had this, I said this was only going to last a few minutes. So in that time, actually, I'm going to push this one further because I think this is fun.
I love this.
You obviously you see the book that's on the table, but you also see it kind of has like a weird like red outline around it, like a vector graphic. So you're like, oh, there's that, and then you look up on the shelf and you see kind of the same vector graphic of a book that's just not there. And in the middle of the room is the silhouette of a man. That's also going ding ding ding.
I'm gonna like just like look right at you, Daphne, and be like, maybe I messed up the spell?
Do I see this too, or just her through her app?
I think you both see it.
Okay, what's the silhouette doing? Is he like moving, or is he just standing still?
Standing still. He is looking towards you, but you can't really tell because it is literally like he is pointed in your direction. Is he looking at you? Is he in some other space? Because the book that's clearly not there, it must be there in some other iteration of this library. So is he in another iteration? Is like I'm I think these are conclusions you might draw.
Yeah.
So but yeah. He's pointed in your direction. Can he see you? Who knows?
I think that I instinctively step in front of Melody a little bit and kind of like have my wand at the ready, because like I'm ready with wand stuff, and so I think I have like a little bit of like a protecting her kind of vibe going on right now, because fight is like my biggest thing. So I'm like I don't know what's going on now, but I'm protecting you.
Do you want to try anything?
I want to try to cast like what would be like a dispel magic. Like in case this is someone using like an invisibility spell, I want to kind of like counter the invisibility spell and reveal the form of who's in front of us.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna say that will last a few minutes. That sounds fair. How many times have you cast this spell before?
I think I've done it a few times. I think it's something that we would have been taught in the Defense Against Malicious Magic class. Like, it's definitely like a, hey, if you think someone's spying on you, cast this spell to reveal invisible creatures and stuff like that. So
you need to beat a 9.
Okay. Okay, well, I rolled a before I rolled a 22, 23. I rolled a 23 total. So I rolled a 17 plus 4 plus my 1 for fight.
Okay. Succeeds wildly. Tell me what it looks like when it succeeds wildly.
I think it's like a flashbulb almost goes off of my wand and like fills the room with light, and then like anything that's hidden or visible in the room is just visible and
Yeah.
seen for the. It's like as the light. It's basically like as the light moves forward, anything that light touches now is visible.
There's definitely a man. He's tall and has a long gray beard. He looks like a drawing of a wizard. And
Is he pondering an orb?
no, he's just like he's staring down at a smartphone and he's like poking at it, very like concerned. And then he suddenly realizes you're there and he looks up and is like, whoa, what is? And then he blips out and suddenly the room is ashen, like it's been burnt many years ago. That blips out. Suddenly you see a room that's like full of people in chains against the wall. That blips out. Suddenly you see this is just a classroom and people are teaching tiny children the first things with their wands. And then that blips out. And suddenly you see Tanager and Dante and you remember they exist. And then that blips out. And then like Michelle is there. And Michelle's like, no, listen, listen, listen. This is very important. Don't forget. And then she blips out. And then you're just back.
I think at this point, like Melody's like holding like Daphne's hand in her arm, like because you were still standing in front of me. So I think I kind of like came up behind you and just kind of like held on to you because I was afraid.
Yeah. I think we need to get out of here right now.
It's almost like there's a curtain in reality and it parts and the bearded man steps through and says, who the hell are you?
Hello. I'm Melody Inkwood without an E.
Daphne Morgaine.
I suppose that you're one of the important Inkwoods in this reality.
Well, yes.
She's important in every reality.
Oh, thank you.
And he leans back through sort of the terror in reality. He's like, listen, I've got a couple here. Can you send some folks? We need to detain them.
Oh, that's not good. Is he still holding his phone?
Yeah.
Okay. Does it seem like normal? Like, or is
it is crackling. It is crackling with magic. You would see this Melody. I don't think Daphne would.
Okay. I am fascinated by that. Like, I almost want to like go with him just to see what that's about.
Yeah.
But I am also scared, especially with Daphne here. I don't want her to get hurt. So I think I am going to try and do like a flight thing. And I don't know how exactly that works. Like, cause like flight, like running away. Did you have something you wanted to do, Daphne, before anything happens?
No, I just did a pretty big move, so I'll follow your lead here. I'll let you kind of take the floor for this next section.
Okay.
Do you think that Daphne would have seen Melody eyeing that phone? Because you're kind of behind me, so maybe I wouldn't have.
I mean, I'm not subtle about it. So if you turn to look at me at all, you'll probably see me just like staring at that phone and staring at my phone and like, how can I make my phone do that? I want that phone.
Okay, I think if you're gonna try to run, I'm gonna run with you, but I am gonna try to grab the phone as we go.
Okay. Well, I think that's my question. Is like flight. Does that include things like against him to give us a second to get away? Like a smoke bomb type thing. Is that part of it? Okay.
If you want to, yeah, you can absolutely argue that, and I think that is fine.
Okay.
You know, I'm gonna err on the side of letting you do cool things. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Having seen like I think this is almost subconscious too. Like having seen that there's many places we can go in this same place. I think I'm I think I'm going to be so focused on like just get us away from here that I might like jump us into another place, if that makes
Okay.
sense.
Sure.
So I'm thinking like consciously I'm like, oh, we need to get out of this room, but my subconscious is like, well, there's a million different rooms in this room. Let's just go to one of those. So I'm going um, to take my phone and I'm gonna like hold it up because he's just standing there, right?
Mhm.
Okay, and
He's like, yeah, he is turning towards you, but like, yeah, this is happening in the split second when he is turned away to be like, hey, listen, I'm gonna need some help.
okay. I'm gonna hold up my phone and I'm gonna take a picture of him and like use the flash from like taking the picture of him as like the thing to like distract him while we like step backwards into like to get away, if that makes sense with magic.
Sure. Yes, you can absolutely do the flash. You are going to need to roll some sort of spell to be able to enter another reality,
Yeah, that'll
and
be fine.
that will probably be a pretty extensive one. But okay, this breaks the rules of reality. So that's
Feels like a lot of my
and
magic does that.
yeah, and I'm gonna say it's bigger than a person, smaller than a classroom, because you're trying to create a door that two people can fit through.
Yeah.
So that is 12. It's instantaneous, so that's good. And I'm gonna say you've never cast anything like this before.
No.
But I think maybe you've heard about it.
Mm-hmm.
Does that sound right?
Well, and we
So
just
that's
kind of had this big experience of it, so I still kind of have that vibe of that magic in us, maybe.
got it.
You've witnessed it, sort of.
Yeah.
That is still going to be a 15.
Okay, we'll see. All right. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
Yes.
I'm good at running away. I'm literally the exact opposite of Daphne in every way.
I love this. I love this.
I don't know how I
Tell
made
me,
these characters like this.
tell me what it looks like when you step into another reality. Do you make an actual door? Or?
I feel like it's when you have too many tabs open on your browser.
Mhm.
And you just kind of it's like this sudden like click through of closing all these different like it's like we fall into it and it's like there's all these browsers open that or browser tabs open that were and we just kind of go through and it's almost like someone's going through and clicking them all until we land in one and then all of them but that one are gone and we're in that one now.
And since you did succeed with some degree of, with some measure of buffer, give me a sense of like, I'm going to tell you what reality you landed, but give me a sense of like what you think will be cool. What kind of reality?
Wow. I think because I love drama, I think that we are in a reality where everyone thinks. Now, do we come to this reality with our memories, or do we lose them and we're like in a new like?
Because you specifically traveled, it's Back to the Future rules.
Okay.
If you do the traveling, you remember everything.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to be in a place where Daphne and Melody hate each other. Like the Daphne and Melody from this school are just vicious, like total bitches. They hate each other. I'm going to say that Melody's back to being without an E. That's the bad side of the family. And I'm going to say like she's like a little bit of like a bad kid troublemaker in this reality too.
Okay. All right. This is also a reality where there is a reality show being made about the magic school because magic is a lot more open to the world. So they're like trying to push the drama. So the second you get there, there's like a camera on both of you. And the cameraman is like, where did you know what? It's a magic school. It doesn't matter. Are you two like holding hands? Why? Oh, this is good. This is good. Hold on. Just keep doing that. Do you want to make out? Because that would be good for the show too.
Melody's gonna like awkwardly drop your hand and like step away and like, I'm gonna pull out my phone and look at my phone. Do I have a picture of that wizard guy on my phone? Like him awkwardly like with his magic phone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. All right. I'm gonna quickly like push that away. It's not there anymore. But
Yeah.
so this is a video camera, Daphne.
What? Do you two just fight or something? I am so bored and I've been following you around all day and you haven't done anything.
We haven't done anything. Yeah, that's right. We haven't done anything. Anything. Nope, we haven't done anything. Gosh,
There's
Daphne, how dare you do that thing that you did earlier before the thing now, right now?
Well, I'm not here to make friends, so it's like I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be me. Like that's just how it is, okay?
Yeah,
By the way, I
that's.
want to say that when you dropped your hand and backed away from her, you just got like a hint of she looked a little bit hurt when that happened.
yeah. The camera picked it up.
Mhm.
That's going to be a big clip on this week's episode. Uh, yeah. So as you are standing there, and this cameraman is, saying whatever, he's like, well, listen, the dance, I gotta go cover the dance. So try and do something cool there. I guess like uh and then he's like, I hear that you're going with Michelle, Daphne, and Melody. Are you really going with Leopold?
Uh, yeah, I guess so. Yes, obviously that's what happened here, and um, that's what we
I
kind of
mean,
have to have happen.
Wow. Going with Daphne's crush. That's a power move.
oh, as if. No, no, I'm going with Michelle. She's like fit, you know?
Yeah. So you're now in reality show Magic School Universe.
Yay!
I'm gonna get you out of here because I can't do this forever. But yeah, so here you are. And the dance is like in an hour. So if you want to go get ready for the dance, you sure can. Or you can do literally anything else.
Well, we definitely have to go get ready for the dance, and that involves changing so the cameras can't come with us. Sorry, bye.
And you walk off down the hallway, and the camera guy's like, okay, whatever. I'm gonna go like shoot some B-roll. Bye.
Who's he gonna shoot?
At the B roll, I don't. Maybe they're a band. I don't know. Um, so
But like with guns, they're gonna go shoot someone.
oh no, they use that when they are pointing the camera at you.
They
That's
shoot people with those cameras.
no, it's different. It's don't worry about it.
Oh.
Don't worry, it's not important.
So the
But
thing is, I know how
yeah,
reality show universe Daphne would act, but I don't know how non-reality show universe Daphne reacts in reality show
yeah.
universe.
So
I can make Daphne horrible if I want to for this universe, but I'm not that version of her.
all right. So I have to tell you, I was really excited about going to the dance with you, um, but I think that we can't go to the dance here. One, I don't want to go with Leopold, and two, I think that we might have a chance of getting the unicorn tears here because the Sasquatches don't know that we're trying to do it.
Oh, that's like really smart. That's really clever.
Thank you. And thank you for protecting me when we were in the library. That was very brave, and that was really pretty amazing.
Oh, well, I mean, I was just, I care about you and I don't want you to get hurt.
You care about me?
Well, yeah.
Okay. Well, let's try and get the unicorn tear as fast as we can, and then we can try and get home. Do you, do you remember Tanager now?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I felt really dumb when I realized. I'm like, oh, why did I think that person's name was teenager? Because it's like teenager. Of course,
Right.
he's right. Like, she's cool. So.
And Dante. Like, it seems so weird that we forgot who they were when they're actually very nice, important people.
Yeah, I don't like that at all. Like you say, let's get home, but what if where we were wasn't home either?
Yeah, I don't know, but we definitely, probably, maybe, I don't know, need a unicorn tear at midnight.
Yeah, and I do not want to go back to that world where the people were on the walls, because like that is like a whole thing that I'm not into. That is like their own thing. So
Yeah, there's a lot of places I don't think that we should go if we can help it. All right, let's see if the app works here. So, like, can we say that we, like, went back to, like, our dorm or what, someone's dorm?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take out the unicorn tracking Google app that we made. Is it still functioning here? Okay.
Yep, still functioning.
Are unicorns like? This is a world where magic is well known and it's like a really popular part of
Oh,
the
yeah.
culture. Is there like more unicorns here now because people have been like breeding them for like stuff like for zoos and stuff like petting zoos and stuff like that?
I'm gonna say that in this world, unicorns are actually super endangered. Like, and this sanctuary is one of the few places they still exist naturally in the wild. As such, they are very strictly guarded. On the other hand, yes, you are right that the Sasquatch don't know you're coming now. So you have the element of surprise. Um, yeah, I also, here's another thing I also want to propose to you. I think that it was an app that lets you travel between realities, right?
It was like a weird, like, just like kind of one-off spell. Like she wasn't necessarily
Okay.
like planning it. She was like, it ended up being app-like because that's what all her magic ends up looking like.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm going to say if you have been to a universe, you can get back to it
Oh, okay.
with the
Ooh.
history feature.
Ah! Don't delete the cookies. Okay.
Yeah, don't delete your cookies. Yeah, because I want to give you all some power over your travels. When you are going to a universe that's unknown, then you have to do some sort of magic roll to see how you can control that.
Okay.
And I will ultimately be the arbiter of where you're going. But if you want to just go back to the universe you started out in this game, you can get back there no problem.
Okay.
This will also probably give you a better sense of when things have been kind of futzed with. Although, again, if you're not doing the traveling, your memory will get fuzzy around the edges. So it will be trickier. So
would we right now remember not the like our first reality we were in with Dante and Tanager?
you would remember more or less that you all were a very good group of friends and that they also went along on the adventure with Michelle. All the details, I don't know if you'd remember all of them, but you would definitely remember the sort of the scope of it. So
is that's one of the places I could get back to with my history, my browser history?
no,
Oh, no.
because
Okay.
it's only from the it's sort of like the theory of like time travel will only work from the moment the time machine turns on. It's like that. The moment that you started doing that is when the history starts. So you can
Okay.
go back there or you can go back here. You can go to
Okay.
reality show world or melody is extremely important in popular world.
Okay. So I'm gonna look at the app and I'm gonna see there's very few unicorns. I'm gonna be like, Daphne, it seems like there's not very many unicorns here. I don't know if that's good or bad. I mean, they won't know we're coming here, but you know.
Oh, I have an idea. What if what we do is we go and we sneak in to the unicorns, and if there's like enough there, we can get a tier. But if not, we could like pop back to the other world, and we'll already be in the location where the unicorns are, so we don't have to get past the Sasquatch anymore. We can just already be there.
Oh, that's a very smart, good idea. Yeah, I like that. Hopefully we don't land on top of a Sasquatch. I don't really know how the landing process for this spell goes, but we'll figure it out.
You think I'm smart?
I think you're very smart and very brave. You're very brave and very good at fighting big scary things. And the guy with the beard. Did you see his phone?
Yeah, I tried to grab it, but right when I went to reach for it, we pulled back into a different universe, so I wasn't able to get it. I could tell you wanted it, but I wouldn't know what to do with it. But
I didn't know anybody else like did tech magic. I've never met anybody or read anything about it, and I've looked a lot. I wonder where he's from.
Can I tell you a secret?
Yeah.
I'm like really bad at technology stuff.
Oh.
And like they make me take a class at school that's like remedial technology because like most of you kids who are from like human mortal worlds know how to do everything and I don't really know how to and I don't know, I feel kind of like a loser because I don't know how to use these things that like you can do so easily. So
Oh, well, I'm happy to teach you. I had to teach myself too because my whole family is all magical and they're not very good with tech either. But I had to learn to, I mean, for telling secrets, I'm not very good at magic. So I started getting into technology because I was such a big disappointment to everybody and my family. And this is at this point she's like talking and she's like kind of remembering that, but also like confused because she's also like the prize, like, so it's like this weird thing with her brain mixing up realities. So it's always been really hard for me to cast things with my wand and things, and I've had to take special tutoring after class. Like they won't let any Inkwoods repeat classes, but I have to get special tutoring help so that I can pass the classes. But when I use my phone, sometimes I don't have to do that. And also, like, regular people they've made so many amazing things on technology that sometimes you don't even have to use magic. It's pretty wild.
Well, I'm pretty good with casting spells, and you're like really good with technology. Maybe we could like when this is done, when we get the TS with the unicorn and the dance is over and all that, maybe like we can help each other learn to do things better.
Oh, I would like that. I would like to learn a lot of things with you. That would be really nice.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's.
She's like turning super bright red.
Yeah. Definitely a little bit too. Yeah. All right.
Maybe we should like go take care of the unicorns now, though, because
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
getting kind of late.
Unicorns. Yeah. We should go. Yeah. Talk about the titans and stuff.
Yes.
Are you going to go to the dance at all? Are you going to put in an appearance?
I don't think in this reality.
Yeah, I think if we were the other universe, we totally would. But I think in this reality, we actually want to avoid it because of the cameras and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And I also just don't want to go with what's his bucket.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
To the gym where the dance is going on, and Leopold is looking around, distraught. It's like,
oh,
I thought it was finally my time, he says to the camera. Yeah, but it's back to you two because you're the player characters and not. Yeah. So what are you gonna do?
I think we're gonna try that move. I think we're gonna go to the sanctuary in this world and try to sneak in, and then if we can't get a unicorn there, we'll pop back to the main world and be there instead.
Okay.
Not the main world, the world we came from.
I am going to have you fly your brooms there because I just did a little looking. The land around where you are is extremely mountainous and hard to like traverse. So the best thing to do would be to fly there and land your broom in the middle of sanctuary. However, it is, very dark, very cold, very whatever. So I'm going to just say it's a baseline 10 flight. Is your highest score is D20? All right. Do you have a D20 on flight, Melody?
yes,
You
I
do. Okay, so you can just do this because it's planned. So yeah, if you want to succeed to a greater degree, you can roll. Like if you want to do something really cool, but you can automatically succeed if you want.
Okay, can I try? Like, I think it would be part of flight. Hopefully, can I cast a spell? Like, I'm just going to use my base to fly us. But can I cast a spell using my flight skill to keep us like hidden? And like while we're flying, like people won't see us, or like not like.
Or I could be casting that while you're flying if that makes it easier.
Oh yeah, we could romantically share a broom. I mean, for utility purposes, so you could focus on casting your spell.
Yeah, totally. It's not. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay, so tell me what this spell's going to be that you're using to cloak.
I think especially since I just saw an invisible person like earlier tonight, I had that fresh in my mind where I think I'm going to cast. I did say when building these characters that my favorite class is transfiguration. So I think that I'm using transfiguration to basically make us transparent. I'm basically turning us into like Wonder Woman's visible jet. Like I'm making us like I'm making us so that our yes, Kimmy, I did that for you. I'm making us so like our outward reflection like images like refract light so that we seem to like disappear on the horizon.
That's awesome.
Have you hidden yourself before in this way?
Oh, I think absolutely I have. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So that is
Secret
going to
trans
be...
kid who has access to a magical wand. I've absolutely made myself invisible to get into stores to get things or made myself invisible when I've been caught dressing up. Absolutely, yes.
Okay. Literally that explanation. It was supposed to be a 13. It's now a 12 because I've decided you've cast this spell many times before.
Nice.
So you're rolling to beat a 12.
Okay. What do you think is a... Because it wouldn't be charm, and I don't think it's fight. I guess it's charm and that like it's like an enchantment spell. So it's like that's like it's a charm spell.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. You said I'm trying to beat a 12. 12.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have. That's 10. So I have an 11 on the dice. So I'm gonna leave my last adversity token that I have to make that a flat 12.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So it just works. Tell me what that looks like.
I think what happens is I'm able to completely cloak Melody, and so I do that, and then I'm able to get most of me, except for I can't get like my head, but my hair is we've established canonically is jet black. So my face is still exposed. So I would look like a face just floating on this guy, and so then I have to like lean forward and kind of like cuddle up a little bit more with Melody because we're leaning into this situation. So I think that I'm like burying my face a little bit, like kind of like in the scruff of her neck to try to like hide myself so that you don't see like a random face flying by or anything else. And like I'm pulling like bits of my hair forward to kind of cover as much of my face as I can.
Okay. Like not you, but like the camera kind of sees like Melody's face get a little blushed and like her breathing speeds up a little bit, and she's hoping you don't like hear her heart pounding a little bit.
Yeah, so you fly through the night. You are going to a place. Everyone can look this up on Google Maps if they like. You're going to the King Range National Conservation Area, which is famously one of the hardest like hiking areas in the country. And you are landing in what is a sort of a small meadow. And when you get there, you see a handful of unicorns, one of whom is standing on kind of a ridge, silhouetted in the full moon, looking down upon you, very regal and majestic.
It's so pretty.
Yeah, it's like really gorgeous.
And the unicorn is far enough away that he is just watching you warily. He hasn't moved at all. The other unicorns are sort of moving away from you, but not too quickly.
I just realized that I don't know anything about unicorns.
Oh no, I don't really either. Like I know a little bit, but it's all like fairy tales and stuff like that. I tried looking up in the library when you were looking at stuff, and I couldn't find anything. So I'm just not good at looking stuff up in books.
I think I've heard that they like spicy meat, or maybe it's the meat they like to eat, and then you make it spicy to make them cry. I don't remember exactly.
Michelle said that they like movies about titans and that those things make them cry.
That's right. Yes. All right. Maybe maybe if we acted out a scene from a Titan legend, they will then cry, and that will work.
I only know the one about Zeus being eaten by his dad, and then his dad was like, and spit him back up again.
Yes. That's important. Well, Zeus didn't actually get eaten. He was the one who didn't get eaten.
Oh, even though the one thing I know, I don't even know it. Oh.
I think. I don't know. It's been a while since I taught that grade. Okay.
No, I think you're right. I think that's the whole point, is that Zeus survives. That's why he's able to get enough vomit up the children.
Yeah, they tricked his dad into eating a stone instead of Zeus. Yeah.
I just said I couldn't pull Cronus off the top of my head, so I said
The unicorn listens to all of this, by which I mean the unicorn can see into our reality where you are having this conversation. He's like,
these kids. All right.
Are unicorns like sentient? Like, do they have like conversation? Are they like able to have? I can't find words. Are they like centaurs, but like you can talk to them? Just because they're like animal shaped doesn't mean they're like beasts, right?
I don't know. I maybe we should try and talk to them. I'm gonna
Hi.
like awkwardly wave.
Yeah. Hello.
We're still gonna stay far enough away. What?
Yo, I was wondering when you were going to come over here and talk to me. How you doing?
We're good.
As a terrible surfer dude voice, but that's what I was going for.
It had a bit more of like a Jersey Shore vibe to it, but I still
Yeah.
liked it a lot. I love what it was.
Just commit. It's good.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing
I'm no
tonight?
one to judge about weird voice choices.
Yeah, I'm gonna just lean into the Jersey of it all.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Unicorn Mike. How are you?
I'm good. I'm human Daphne, and this is human. I'm sorry, Kimmy.
Yeah.
Human Melody.
Hello.
Oh, hey, that's cool. I'm from Jersey. You know that? I'm from the Pine Barrens back there, but they moved me out here because this is where they're conserving the unicorns now. Because Pine Barrens, they got a lot of development there. They got to put up a Dunkin' Donuts. Yeah.
Oh,
Does that
I'm
make
so
you?
sorry.
Does that make you sad?
I mean, it made me sad when my parents had to be they didn't make it. It was
Oh.
they had to move to Florida instead. I don't get to see
Oh.
them that often.
I'm sorry to hear that. I'm glad they're okay though. Like,
Yeah, I mean, they're they watch a lot of they watch a lot of bad news now, but it's fine. It's fine. I have trouble conversing with them about stuff sometimes, but it's fine. It's
oh, like
fine.
news
How
about like rodents and other animals like that.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, so listen, human Daphne, human Melody, it's really great meeting you, but I gotta get going because it's Samhain night. Lots of people try to get our tears tonight. I don't think you are. You both seem very nice, but I'm not in any mood to cry. It's exploitative.
Wait, why did they want? Why did they want your tears?
All sorts. It's one of the baseline things for any sort of reality reveal spell. But listen, it's also a late thing that helps you reveal who your crush is. And I tell you what, I think it's pretty obvious who the crush of both of you is. So you don't need my tears.
Oh, uh, well, what if we can, should we stay with you to protect you and make sure that you're okay?
Roll me charm. It's going to be a 10.
Oh, nope, that's impossible.
What is your charm of the 4?
8.
An 8? Well, if you get an 8, then you can. So if you get an 8, then you can
All
beat
right,
it.
we'll see. Oh gosh, I dropped the die way down there. Okay, I'm gonna grab another one because I can't see what it ended up on. All right. Suddenly, there you go. Okay, I found a D8. It was not an 8. It was a 1.
He's like, you must think I'm pretty slow, but you know what? I am. I'm not one of the smarter unicorns, but I saw through that.
Oh.
Do you want some of my tears? Is that what's going on here?
You know what? I'm gonna be really honest with you, Unicorn Mike. We do, and I'm sorry that you thought we were better people than that, and we're not.
Well, we are better people. We're trying to save a lot of people with it. So we're trying to be better people. Sorry.
Yeah, we understand what it's like to not be in your home and not be where you're from because we're actually not from this reality. We were in a different reality a little bit ago, and then we got shunted off into this one. We went through a bunch of weird ones that were scary, and then we get to this one, which the people kept putting cameras and trying to shoot us in our faces, and then, we were like, well, let's go there. So, like, rather than lie to you and try and, like, trick you into giving us your tears, we're gonna be honest. Like, we really need a tear to help fight against these reality things, and it would really help us out a lot. So rather than exploit you for your tears, we want to ask you if you would consent to giving us one of your tears for, a thing we need it for. It's not for any sort of crush reasons or a love reason. It really is a reality reason, and I'm being totally honest with you.
I see. So you two are hexbreakers. Is that what you're trying to tell me? I don't like hexbreakers. I don't
No,
like when they're around here.
Wait,
we're on the run from Hexbreakers.
you
but
know
you
what
know
they
more
are?
about them?
Yeah, of course. All the unicorns know the hexbreakers. They nearly hunted us to extinction. My goodness. They knew that our tears could bend reality and all sorts of things.
Oh.
If you're
We're trying to
hexbreakers,
build a
I
spell
don't.
to stop them. Someone told us we need to get paces for a spell that would help protect us against Hexbreakers changing our reality.
We keep
And
having
so,
friends disappear and stuff because of them. And we saw one, and then he said we had to be arrested, and that's how we ended up here.
Daphne, roll me charm. I want to see if your little speech worked. He's still at a 10. He's still like skeptical, but That was a very nice speech.
It was very good.
Thank you. Yes, I rolled a 12.
Yeah.
So he looks at you. And he's like, all right, I'll give you a tier. I'm fine with it. I believe in your mission. I believe in you too, because it's clear that you got a nice thing going on where you're good friends or possibly dating or something. I'm not entirely sure.
We're not either.
But first, you got to make me cry. And that's trickier because I don't cry often. I'm kind of tough. So here's the things that have made me cry in order.
Is it the Zeus legend?
No. So.
Oh, we found out it was actually Corona. Oh, sorry. Yeah,
so 1987, Giants win the Super Bowl. That made me cry. 1997, the major motion picture Titanic. 2004, I ate a burrito so spicy. Yeah, made me cry. 2010, the cold open to the post Super Bowl episode of The Office where there's a fire drill. Laughed so hard I cried. And most recently, 2021, I just cried because it felt good to be alive one morning. And then I was like, what was that? And I stopped. So yeah, you just got to make me cry. That gives you a sense of what, gets in my gears.
Yeah. Are you ticklish?
Well, I don't know. I've never tried.
Okay. Do you want us to try?
I fail to see how that follows, but you sure can. I mean, it's almost midnight. I assume you want the tier at midnight, so it has maximum potential, so we might as well try it.
Well, I'm not very funny, and you said that you cried when you were laughing, and I really don't want to make you sad. So
yeah, you seem like a good bloke, so we don't want to make you sad. And I don't know how to get any giants here to win any competitions, so we can't really do that.
Yeah, they must have been really hungry to eat out of a Super Bowl. I don't understand. I mean, they're giants. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, maybe they make like a big bowl for them. Anyway, I'm seem like losing him. He's laughing. That's good. All right. So I heard that there was like a spot on the back of a unicorn's legs and you could like tickle them, and then that would make them laugh so hard they cry. So, do I have your permission to try and tickle you in that spot?
Yeah, sure. I don't think that's true, but sure, go for it.
Okay, I don't know what else to do because I don't have. Again, you didn't say you said you didn't like the Titan thing, but then you said you cried at it, so I don't know. So then I lean forward and I like reach behind his like I guess back leg and try to like tickle like a spot like kind of like a fleshy bit there.
What stat do you think you would roll on this?
Oh gosh.
Can I help?
Yes, you can help.
I'm inclined
toward.
Good.
I'm inclined toward brains because it's like it's if you have been able to adequately suss out if this is correct.
Yeah, brains makes sense because it's like a fact that I've heard. So
okay, I'm gonna make it just a straight down the middle 10 because it is literally. If it's true, then yeah, you're going to be really good at tickling, but you're not entirely sure it's true.
Okay, this is gonna be a real tough roll. So, is there anything that Melody can do to try to help me?
Kimmy knows where horses are ticklish, but I don't know if Melody knows. But yes, I'm going to try and help. Technically, if you're wondering on a horse, it's like right in front of their back legs, like right as it starts to turn into like their stomach area right there. Mm-hmm. If you like right there, like in their little, I don't know what this little crease is on a human, their pelvic crease. Okay. And they totally like jump every time you poke it, and it's not something I've ever done because it was funny. Okay, I think Melody is going to help by telling terrible jokes while you're doing this.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, and because that's what she thinks she can do, and she doesn't want to make this poor unicorn sad.
Okay. No, I rolled an 8, so close. Well, I guess a 9 with the help, but it wouldn't be enough to be a 10.
Well, can I give you an adversity token? Or am I allowed to spend it on her, or no?
Why not? Okay. Normally, no, but I'm excited by this.
Okay.
So, Yeah, so you just get the 10. I want to hear the joke that pushes him over
Oh,
the edge,
100% I
Melody.
want to hear this.
Say that. Let's see. Uh, all right. Quick, computer, go. All right. I'm gonna say. Uh, let's see. No, I can't say that joke. Okay. Um. Oh, I know. Uh, so a horse walks into a bar.
Well, that's already a comical premise.
Yes, and there is a donkey and a mule in the bar already as well.
Okay.
Those are different. Not everyone knows those are different, but donkeys and mules are very different.
Very different. Yeah.
Yes, very different. And so they walk inside, and the bartender says, "Hey, why are you walking into a bar? We don't serve horses here. I don't understand why there's a donkey and a mule either. We don't, I'm sorry, we don't have any hay here."
Because, oh, and he begins to chortle and he says, "What is this? I'm feeling delight.
Good.
This is amazing." And he starts to laugh harder and harder and harder. He's like, "Horses don't go to bars." And then the joke acknowledged that horses don't go to bars.
Oh, what did the horse say when he fell over?
"I'm a horse and I fell over. I don't know."
No, he says, "Help, I've fallen and I can't giddy up."
Oh my gosh. And like, yes, the combination of the tickling and the joke and all of this makes Unicorn Mike begin to just laugh so hard that he's crying. And how do you capture one of his tears?
That's a good question that we did not plan for.
I think it's gotta be you doing it because I'm tickling.
That's right.
Back at the horse doing tickling.
Let's see. I have can we just say I don't have like that specific a description of the stuff I have in my school bag. I mean, I have a couple things in my school bag, but
I do have in my school bag assorted potions, and I also have cosmetics and spell components. So I feel like if I have potions, I can easily give you a potion container.
Okay, we'll just say we did that.
Yeah, that sounds perfect.
Okay.
Yeah. So you have the tier, and Unicorn Mike is like, "Well, listen, thank you for getting the tier in a totally humane way. So many people try to make us do the cries and all of that. And listen, if you two ever need just some time alone together, we have every Thursday night, we have movies out under the stars. We're showing Titanic again soon. But next week, we're showing the Chevy Chase vehicle Funny Farm. So yeah, come back for that."
Okay. Thank you for inviting us to watch the Titan film. That's very nice.
You folks have a good evening, okay? I'm gonna go maybe just go hang out with some of the other unicorns. I got a hot date coming up with Clementine.
I'm sorry, I
Oh, you're
forgot to
calling.
specify. Did we do it at midnight?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was it was perfect. It was perfect.
Perfect
It
timing.
was, everything was perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which makes sense because you were actually making a pun game at midnight, and that's how we won the internet.
Yeah.
There you go.
So you have the tier, and as you get back to the school, there's still people filming a reality show as people are leaving the dance. I was going to have the professor like acknowledge you with a thumbs up, but I realized he doesn't remember sending you on that mission anymore. So yeah, so you go back and you have the tier, and yeah, anything else you want to do before you retire for the evening? Because there will be 2 quick scenes in each of your quarters.
Would we stay in this world, or would we go back to the other world now that we can? I feel like we go back to the other world.
I mean, should we go back to the other world? But there's a Hexbreaker waiting there for us, or who at least knows we're there. Maybe we should try and go somewhere else. I do not want to stay in this world.
I don't either. Yeah, I don't want to make you have to go to a dance with Leopold or date Leopold. So let's go somewhere else.
Yeah. All right, let's try it. Make sure we hold on to the tier.
All right.
I'm going to cast that spell again from before.
Yep. I'm going to say that every time you cast it, it will work. The degree to which you succeed indicates how well you can control where you go.
Okay.
And what did let's just set it as a standard 10 from now on.
Okay.
So,
I'm going to try and think of our friends and Dante and Tanager and try and like zone in on like where we're friends with them again.
okay.
Because I know that's a thing, even though I don't remember that from,
Mhm.
you know, 6, ooh, 7, 8. No.
It did work. You are now in a universe where all of you are friends.
Oh, that's good.
But we'll find out what that means
Next
next time. So yeah, as you head off to bed, Daphne, you're let's see, how would your moms get in touch with you, Daphne?
I think that. So I think I have like a like a wardrobe that has like one of those like really kind of like vintagey looking mirrors, like with the round with like the
Mhm.
like decorative. I think that it like fogs up when like someone is sending me a message, and I can like go to the mirror and like choose to respond to the mirror basically, and then like it unfogs, and then it's like a almost like a portal, not portal, but
Mhm.
like almost like a speaker, like a video phone, but it's magical, and it's just like a little like communication device, basically.
Which of your moms is the one that breaks bad news to you?
Ah.
Oh gosh, I gave my mom's names. Did I put them on my sheet here? I know that I gave you names for my moms. Now I'm trying to find out where I put them. Okay, I forget their names off the top of my head. They were such good names too. I think they're in. Hang on, they're probably in the Slack. Let me find it real quick. Because I have the mom. It definitely would be the mom who is not a born Morgaine. It's the more like she's the softer. Because the Morgaine mother is definitely the more like not strict, but a little more uptight, a little bit more like she's had family obligation her entire life, and then she married like a hippie kind of wife essentially, and so
Mhm.
that's like her vibe. Let me see if I can get to this. Hang on. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
I thought
Do
I
you
had it on
call
my character
them?
sheet.
Do you call them both mom, or is like one mom and one's mama, and or like mother and mom, or something like that? Or
I think mother might be the like more stricter one, and
yeah.
then mom is like the kind of cool casual one.
Okay.
Okay, let me see. I know I DM'd you that information. I think, or did I put it? Oh, you know what it is? I have it on my. I'm sorry. I have it on a Google Drive thing. That's where it is.
Yeah, I didn't remember seeing it. So
Yeah,
I was
I
like,
think
did
I
I
told you
screw
I
up?
had them in
Yeah,
case you wanted to know them, and then I did not think to have that information ready to go
it's
while
okay.
we were playing the game. So Daphne notes. Okay, so Ava Morgaine. I'm sorry, I named both of her moms after actresses who had played Morgan Le Fay in
Right.
films. So Ava Morgaine is the more like the blood descendant of the Morgaine line. She's a little stricter. And then there's Bethany Byrne is Ava's wife, and Bethany is the one who would probably be more like ready to like gently break bad news to her.
Yeah. So when you get into your room, the mirror is fogged over, and you see your mother Bethany when you sort of do whatever ritual you have to do to get her to come forth through, and she's like, "Oh, Daphne, hello. I'm so glad to see you. Um,
Mom, what's going on? It's late for you. What time? It's like 8. I guess maybe 8 in the morning. Maybe it's not too late for you. What's going on?
we need to go into hiding. There's been threats against your other mother and some of the other Morgaines. I don't understand it entirely, neither of us do, but uh, your uncle has indicated that we need to return to uh, one of our mini homes in Europe. We will be hidden there. We will send for you when we can. You should be safe. The Inkwoods are very good at protecting their students.
Okay, be safe. Is there a way that I can reach you if I need to?
We'll be in touch if need be. Don't worry about us. We're both fine. We're both completely safe. So is Morgalis. Morgalis is her familiar, who's a potbelly pig.
Oh, I love it.
That's awesome.
We're fine. I promise you. I love you so very much, my dear sweet Daphne. I'm so proud of you all of the time. And she turns back, and you can just kind of vaguely hear like a commotion. It's not like a threatening one. It's just like the sound of someone trying to leave very quickly. She's like, I should go. I should help your mother. We'll be in touch.
Oh, I love you.
I love you too. Melody, you go to your quarters, settle in, and I'm trying to think of how to play this. Yeah, I think that if the Hexbreaker showed up while you were awake, would that freak you out? I assume so.
Yes, 100%.
Okay. So as you sleep, the veil parts again, and he steps through, and he looks down at his phone, and he looks at your phone, and then he looks back and yells to someone behind, yeah, she's the one who invents it. I don't understand it entirely, but I guess that's how it works. And that's where we're going to leave things.
Yeah, that's very exciting.
Love it.
Yeah. So that is where we leave things. We will be back next time with another quest for some sort of magical adventure. I'm going to work Unicorn Mike in as often as I possibly can because I adore him.
Gotta love those randomly the best NPCs ever.
But yes, we will be back in 2 weeks
Yep.
because I am off next week. And then we will hopefully go every week until the end of the campaign. But thank you so much, you two, for making tonight so much fun. I was worried that it might be done like that, and then you kept rolling poorly. So
yeah. And we also had romantic moments. It was so good.
Yeah.
Because the more it went on, the more flirty everything got.
I know.
Yeah.
So good.
So, Riley, why don't you tell folks where they can find you?
Hey everybody, you can find me on Twitter at Riley J. Silverman or on Instagram at Riley Silverman. And then the big news for me that dropped this week, got announced at Comic-Con, which I didn't know was going to happen, is that the third of my Star Wars projects is now available for pre-order. It is the Life Day Advent Calendar and Life Day pop-up book and Advent Calendar.
Oh my gosh.
It was so much fun to write. I got to do all the descriptions of all the little things that are going to pop up out of the calendar, so it's very fun. So that is 3 Star Wars books that are going to start rolling out in the next couple of weeks and go through the fall. And so I got to spend a lot of time last year working on them. I couldn't talk about any of them for so long, and now they're all out in the open, which is so great. So you can get those pre-ordered at any of your favorite bookstores. You can go on the big ones. You can go on local bookstores. You can go to bookshop.org and get one from a bookstore near you. So please do that, and I hope you enjoy them, and I'm very, very excited about them.
That's so exciting. That's amazing.
That's amazing. Yeah, very exciting. Kimmy, where can folks find you?
You can find me at Golden Lasso Girl just about everywhere except TikTok, where I'm at Golden Lasso RPGs. You can find the games that I am designing at goldenlassogames.com. And I also run Happy Jacks. So if you at Happy Jacks on anywhere, it's me too. So, and I have the Friday show, which is happening this Friday and every Friday, where you can write in emails and ask the Happy Jacks crew, sometimes including Riley and sometimes including Emily, for advice on running or just sharing stories or any of that stuff about tabletop RPGs.
I just added the Happy Jacks RPG on Twitter just for you.
Oh, thank you. Oh, yep, there's a little notification. There it goes.
I'm Emily St. James. You can find me on Twitter at twitter.com/EmilyVDW. My writing is all over the internet, and you can find that by following me. And yeah, I do a bunch of other stuff, and the best thing to do is find me there. And I'm going to be on the advice show soon. I swear it's going to happen. We're going to make it happen. But yeah, thank you so much for listening. We will be back on, oh gosh, I don't know how to tell time anymore.
2 weeks.
We'll be back on the 10th, August 10th. We will be back, and we should have a full crew for that show. So I'm glad that we got back to a universe where Tanager and Dante exist.
Absolutely.
So
I do want to say thank you so much to James V and Dorklord Canada, who have been our mods for this show. And thank you, as always, so much to our amazing Patreons. They keep us ad-free and independent and playing whatever games we want instead of just ones who will sponsor us. So they are amazing, and you'll see all their names in just a minute. So
Thank you so much to everyone. And thank you for watching. We had a really great time and we're glad that you were there.
Yes.
So, yes, have a great night. Bye.
Okay, we're out.